There's some new things happening on Restream. Glad we got an update and it told us all about it with a little
Hell
explainer
yeah.
video. That would have been cool.
Happy Tuesday.
Oh my goodness, and we made it by 4 o'clock, even with the hiccups. So cool.
And
And
it
I got
wasn't
coffee.
yeah. The hiccups
Oh
weren't our
shit.
fault this time. It was Restream's fault this time.
Somebody did an update, but we were actually early to the show, so
I feel like
yep.
a lot of people did updates today. Today's the update day. Do you ever
It
get the
is.
do you ever get the Dell pop-up that's like Dell System Optimizer? Do you want to optimize your shit?
Yeah, I don't go for that shit because it scares me.
I
I
don't
feel
ever
like when
either.
a manufacturer wants to optimize your shit, it means that they want to make it so it runs poorly and it makes you want to buy a new one. Because that's what Apple did. And now I think everybody's going to do it. It's my way of thinking that they're trying to get into my system and mess things up.
I blame Waterford's power infrastructure for improperly shutting our computers off so much.
Yeah, that's kind of weird all by itself, too, because
I feel like every time it does it, my computer turns back on a little less better than it did before. I'm like not even kidding. I really think it is like part of the reason why shit kind of sucks. Dude, yeah, so there are some interesting new things I've been seeing on Facebook as far as the industry goes. I saw that for people participating in 5 different categories of Window Film Family Reunion, they're going to do an Iron Man challenge. And so I think how they're
yeah.
going to do is your cumulative score from all the categories put together. So your automotive, your architectural, your teams, PPF, and windshield protection film, all the scores combined.
What's up, Martin? We got Martin in the house. Well,
Hey,
that's
Martin,
exciting.
that is pretty exciting because, like, that's something I've never seen before. So I don't know.
I have decided that I am bored with just selling stuff. And I've been thinking about what is it that I do best. And honestly, what I do best is solve problems. So then I was like, well, what problems can I solve? And that's why, like we got the water drainage issue outside. So that's kind of why we tackled that. And, the parking lot and the gutters and, stuff like that. But then I got to thinking, what can I do to help solve problems in the industry? And so I was thinking, what if I lent myself out to shops and or tinters that are either established or just getting started that run into like a roadblock and see if we can't get them over the hump and make them successful. I just haven't figured out how to pursue that. Alex told me, Martin, he told me that you got more things done and stuff. Let's see, we're up to 2 whole viewers. I bet you the other one's Sean. Maybe. Sean's always on it.
John's always on it.
He is.
I don't know. I mean, it's counting down the days. It's going to get really busy with all this extracurricular stuff going on for the rest of the year. I don't know how people afford the time.
Well, sometimes they just manage their money well and they're not real busy. Other times they are busy and they just set time. What's up, Invasion? Other times they set time aside to do it. You know, I mean, I know you know people and you do it. You like you just went to the concert in Vegas. So
Yeah,
that was
cool.
you didn't really, I mean, your schedule didn't suggest that you had time to do that, but you decided you wanted to do that. So you set everything aside and did that. And I think that's what most tinners do. What's up, Travis? Heck, more people in the house.
Travis,
Well,
I feel
that's
like you haven't been here in a while.
he has.
Where have you
Probably
been?
not. He's been hiding. I would say on a show of hands, well, we're up to five, so a show of hands, who's going to the family reunion? Is that next week?
Yeah. Yeah,
Woohoo!
it's exactly a week from now.
Wow.
Nope.
Crazy. Yes, we're still doing it. Actually, you can thank Martin Cisco that we're still doing it because I did quit. I did. And
For a
then
week.
Martin reached out and said, for a week, yeah. But then Martin reached out and he's like, dude, like you're one of my highlights. And I'm like, oh, okay. The thing is, I just felt like it was for nothing, you know. And unfortunately, like many people probably do, I look at the number of viewers and I see like five right now. We have five. And I feel like, well, it's not successful. Now, don't get me wrong. I never did this YouTube thing to um, try to make any money off of YouTube or any of that. I don't need a million subscribers. I don't care. I'm not trying to get 100 million views, but it just feels like if I get the same 4 to 6 people every week to watch me, I'm wondering, is it really of value? And then Martin reaches out and says, dude, it's a value. And I'm like, oh, reality check. It's not all about how I feel. So, but yeah, I felt like it was not benefiting anybody. So, and if I'm not benefiting people, I'd rather find something else to do.
Oh, speaking of
And
Martin, shout out to Martin because guess what he did today?
what did he do?
He bought 2 Gasket Pro handles and 2 new Gasket Pro Tool squeegees to try out.
Dude, these okay, so the sled and it's not really see-through in real life. It's yellow. And it's two different shades of yellow because it's a dual durometer. But the Sledgehammer Enduro, um, I don't know. I thought it was kind of gimmicky at first. And one of my biggest critics is my stepson. He tends over at our shop and he tried one with the handle. And that's the other thing that I thought was kind of gimmicky is I'll look at this handle. So this handle from Gasket Pro, I heard Rodney, and in the beginning, a long time ago, I would hear Rodney just say all kinds of stuff to make his product sound more than it was. And so when he started talking about the angle on this versus, oh shoot, I don't have a fusion handle in here, but he started talking about the angle on this. You notice how it's a real slight angle. If you look at a fusion handle, it's more of an angle like this. And he started talking about how um, he did that intentionally by design to extract water better and be more ergonomic. And he's got this dual durometer sledgehammer because one of the complaints about the sledgehammer was, you know, it slides real nice, it extracts water great, it's a good long lasting squeegee blade, but the problem with it is it's too stiff. So on a window with any kind of curve, you got to get tricky with the way that you're squeegeeing because the curve of the window, any slight curve, and it wouldn't make a flat pass on the window because it wouldn't flex. Well, the dual durometer, the bottom edge, the edge that you actually extract with is still the sledgehammer material. So it's hard and it extracts really, really well. Well, the other half of the squeegee in thickness is a really soft durometer. And I don't remember what he said. Oh, 83 durometer.
83 bottom, 93 up top or something.
93
or whatever,
top, yeah.
Vice versa.
So, yeah. So, yeah, vice versa, actually. So the bottom, the pushing edge is 93, 83 for the top, which allows the squeegee blade to actually flex and bend. So it flexes and bends more like say a Orange Crush. If you know, everybody's familiar with an Orange Crush, I feel like. And but it extracts more like a red line, you know, for lack of better examples, or a Blue Mags, you know, and actually it's probably a better extractor than the Blue Mags even, but it's also got that real slipperiness to it. So it's one of the few squeegees on the market that I've personally seen that slides on dry tint nicely, you know. And I was excited about the Dihydra. Dihydra is a good blade, don't get me wrong, but if I was to compare the Dihydra to something, I would say it's a lot like an Orange Crush. And I wouldn't say it's better than an Orange Crush. I wouldn't say it's worse. I would just say it's real similar. But this is kind of in a class of its own because it's flexible like the Orange Crush. That's one of the things that people love about that squeegee. But it's got the extraction of a really, really hard squeegee. So it's like the best of both worlds. And then, hold on. I am so not done yet, because there is just... So this squeegee handle, my stepson bought with one of these blades, and he was real skeptical because he's like, dude, the white and black one's $32. He's like, for real? That's freaking, why so much? I'm like, I don't know. You know, ask Rodney. I just sell his tools. And he's like, I'm going to try one, but I'm just going to try one. He came back and bought 4 more of each. And he is my biggest critic as far as when a new tool comes out. I'll be like, hey, try this, because he gives me honest feedback. And most of the time he's like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And he comes back with these and he's like, I need 4 more. I need 2 more for me. I need 1 for a backup. And then I need 2 for my helper. And I'm like, for real? He's like, dude, these things are like the game changer. And, you know, I haven't... Today I had to there's some family stuff going on. So Charles is off today and I had to run over to the tint shop and do some tinting. And no, before you ask, I did not get any video, but I did tint. And I'll be damned, I could not find his squeegee. I used a hybrid and a short Fusion Shorty, which the good news is I love the hybrid and the Shorty. I'm not gonna argue one way or the other. And I can't personally say that this is a better combination than that, because I love that's my go-to combination. So I was happy to use it, and it was only just a couple of windows. It was no big deal. So, but I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I left there a little bit disappointed because I didn't get to use it. And on the way out the door, Mary's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, this is just what I grabbed to use, because I didn't feel like looking for his apron to find his tools. And she's like, over here on the table is his apron. And I saw that squeegee in his apron and I was mad. And so I drove all the way back to here thinking about how I didn't get an opportunity to use it. So don't miss the opportunity. We don't have a ton of them left in stock. If you don't have one of these, honest to God, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Try it, buy it.
There's one thing I want to say about the double durometer, and that is it's not double the price of a squeegee like the other dual durometer we know.
That is true. But in the other dual durometer we know, in its defense, you can flip over and use the other side where this one you can't. Does that make it worth twice as much? I don't know. I got nothing bad to say about the hybrid squeegee. I don't. I mean, and another thing, while I'm on the subject, okay, I'm not, it's a different subject, but I'm going to start it anyway. So while I'm starting a new subject, did you know that if you buy Gasket Pro squeegees from Sun Distributing, you're buying Gasket Pro squeegees from Rodney McClure? And did you know that if you buy I don't have any Fusion stuff in here, but did you know if you buy Fusion squeegees from Sun Distributing, you're buying Fusion from Jordan and Nick? And did you know that if you buy a Tint Buster backpack sprayer from Sun Distributing, you're buying a Tint Buster backpack sprayer from LEU? I guess my point is, if you buy any tools from Sun Distributing, you're buying them from an industry leader. Somebody in our industry produced that and sold that. I'm a distributor. I distribute everybody's stuff. And the reason that that's important is because we want to support our industry, right? One thing that we don't think about, and I see so many people going on and on and on about how this is, oh, you voted for Biden. That's why we're in this mess. And you know what? I've been watching this since Reagan was in office and we first started buying things from overseas. And the thing is, I've been seeing it my whole life. We have been doing this to our own industries. We have been buying what we could buy for less to save a little bit of money. And by doing that, our industry people like Jordan and Nick and like Rodney McClure and LEU and don't get me wrong, I understand that some of the products are made from overseas or some of the materials are made from overseas, but we have people right in our industries developing the products. And a lot of us, especially when we're just starting out, we think that we need to save money. Well, anybody that's been in this industry long enough knows that you can make a ton of money. Your tools are money makers. They're money printers. You can make as much money as your hustle will allow. And so the cost of the tool should not affect what tool you buy. So if you're shopping for tint tools on Amazon or Alibaba or AliExpress or Temu, you know, you're not supporting our industry. And why does that matter? It matters because if we spend our money here in the United States with people in the United States, they spend their money here in the United States. If we spend our money on Chinese products in China, China isn't spending its money here with us people in the United States. That money's gone and it's gone for good. It doesn't come back. So, I mean, it's important. And I know that it doesn't seem like, well, you know, if I buy this one thing from China, it's not going to hurt anybody. We've got 30 million people that suggest that they all want the same thing, and that's to save a few dollars. And if the majority of those people are making the decision to buy from China, it's a wonder that our manufacturing is leaving in the United States and we no longer make anything. So if we make anything in the United States and it's part of your industry, my recommendation is support it. And you don't have to come to Sun Distributing and buy it. You know, Sean Vogler, he's here right now. He sells Fusion tools and Tri-Edge tools. And I'd be willing to bet he sells Tint Busters. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I know that he sells a ton of tools from our American industry leaders who are out there trying to keep our industry alive. You know, if otherwise, you know, where are we going to be? And that's all we can do as our part. If we could figure out how to get the rest of the world on par with that, we can turn our country around. You know, our president isn't what's going to make America great again. It's going to be us. It's going to be the hard choices that we have to make. And we're the ones that are going to continue to tear it down. And I'm not trying to get political. I couldn't care less who you vote for, because to be honest with you, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, none of them help me choose where I spend my money. And where my money goes is what directly makes a difference as to how our economy is. Because if my money goes overseas, I can promise you it doesn't come back. If my money gets spent in America, my money stays in America. And that's my choice. And you guys have exactly the same choice. And there are a lot of great tools out in the market. And then we got poor Martin Cisco over there. You know, he's an American. We don't even acknowledge him. You know, I'm sorry, Martin. You're one of us, and we need
I
to put you.
honestly don't understand how like Puerto Rico can be considered a state but not be allowed voting rights. I think that's just kind of messed up.
Now, that's the kind of thing you could blame on your administration. Why, you know, that's one thing that the administration can do something about, and I don't see red or blue doing anything about it. But damn it, they're an American country bound by American laws. So we give them no American rights? Nah. Nah. They're like an island somewhere. Well,
What's
that
up,
ain't
Cash?
fair.
What's up, Adelina?
That's not fair. We give Hawaii rights. Although, did you see how far Hawaii is? God, almost makes you feel sorry for them unless you've ever visited there. Then you don't feel sorry for them.
Further than Puerto Rico.
Yes. They're further than all the things. I mean, Russia's closer than Hawaii. I mean, it is. They're more like a colony. I get it, Sean. It's just, you know, I mean, you tell. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to get into politics, but the reality is that where I grew up, where Sean grew up, we didn't openly talk about politics and who we wanted in office. That was a closed door conversation. And it wasn't because we didn't have Facebook. It wasn't because we didn't have YouTube or TikTok. It was because it was personal, kind of like religion. You know, wars were started over religion because people trying to publicize it and push it. And, you know, I feel like we're doing the same thing in America, trying to start a war over politics. And it makes me sad. And I guess maybe part of the reason why it makes me sad is because there's a lot of people in and around my circle that are dying or have died recently or are currently on their deathbed. And then I see us bickering about things that really don't affect us the way we think they do. We're so hyped up by social media and thinking that this stuff matters as much as we think it does to us. But the reality is, we are the makers of our own destiny. What you do, the decisions you make today, create your tomorrow. Simple as that. There is nothing that president, whoever is in office, is going to do. Now, don't get me wrong. This or that's going to change my pocketbook structure. And it is what it is. I'm not the only one going through it, though. I know that. See, and that's where we can be a community because we all go through this together. Do you think if we were all on the same boat or the same airplane and it was going down, do you? I don't think it would matter what class we were sitting in or riding in, or I don't think it would matter who we voted for or even what religion we were. None of that would matter. What would matter is we were together and we're going to die. And the reality is, we're going to die.
Your sound got messed up.
Cool. Let me fix that. Well, let me try to fix that. I can't say I'll fix it. Is it bad messed up? How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
Oh, sounds good.
How about now?
Perfect.
Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
went
it was a
robotic.
linking issue. Yeah, so I had to switch it from one source to another source and then back to the one source because just restarting my audio engine didn't work. Sean says his sound is fine on his end. It must be Alex's problem.
Oh, it could have been my problem.
I don't know. I'll believe everything you tell me, Alex.
Must have
I'm
fixed
trusting
itself
like
then.
that. Yeah. Stepchild. It's because they aren't a state.
Dude,
Yeah,
Sean, are you? Oh, I'm sorry.
we could make them a state and then we would have 51 states. That would be cool. I mean, if we can bicker back and forth whether Pluto is a planet or not, I mean, there's more important things like should Puerto Rico be a state? Sean likes details. I noticed that about Sean. He's very detail oriented. Did I miss anything? I rambled hard. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to ramble so hard. But, it's watching people die will do that to you. It starts putting life into perspective. And if none of you guys have had to endure that, God bless you. Because it's not, I mean, it really puts things that we're here doing into perspective, like why? And that's why all of a sudden today I'm bored. I want to help people. And growing through in the industry, I've learned I've learned to conquer pretty much every obstacle, every roadblock thrown at me in business, which is kind of surprising to me. Um, Most people tell me, "Oh, it's who you are. It's just what you do," and I'm like, it doesn't feel like that on my end, but I don't know. I tend to I get a new fire when an obstacle or a roadblock happens. So I'm dealing with COVID and hope to feel better before WFR. Oh, I almost made a knee jerk comment to that. But I don't know. I've been getting irritated a lot lately just watching, every 4 years now it seems like since Barack was, well, yeah, about since Barack was in office. Seems like every election we got to fight amongst ourselves, and I don't know why. And I mean, I do a whole lot of muting people on Facebook, and I stay away from Facebook a ton. I go to Facebook and straight to Marketplace. I got Messenger turned off. I don't even, I guess I got it turned off, but it's like there. I don't know. There's a setting I found that told me I don't have to be visible to people and like be there, and I was all for it. I don't need people talking to me about stuff. When I see colorful, and I don't care if it's red or blue colorful, but when I see colorful posts on Facebook, I mute it for 30 days and I don't see their posts again for 30 days. And I've been doing that for a long, long time. And it's kind of cool. When I first started doing that, I started just unfollowing people. And then moving forward, I started feeling like I miss people, certain people. Like I haven't seen so and so's post, and I'll click on their thing and it'll be like, you want to unmute them? And I'm like, oh shit. So, or you want to follow them? And I'm like, oh shit. So now I started, Facebook gives you this option to mute for 30 days. And so I'll just, people that want to talk politics, I'm not going to tell you not to. I mean, actually, I think during this live stream, I already told you not to. But I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. If you want to talk politics on Facebook, knock yourself out. Just know that, if I see it, I'm just going to mute you for 30 days. I won't see your post for 30 days. In 30 days, Facebook will start showing it to me again. And, maybe you'll have gotten it out of your system, or maybe you'll take another 30 days. It's not personal, and I'm not trying to, but I know it brings me better peace of mind. And lately, what's really brought me peace of mind over this last probably 6 months to a year is just staying out of Facebook altogether. But I've noticed that's hurting business, because if I'm not on Facebook and being relevant in the groups, then all the new people that are coming in and needing a place to buy tools, they rely on you guys to tell them that I sell tools and I'm a great place to shop, because I'm not there to tell them. And so it has its drawbacks. So I got to find a balance in there, obviously. Alex suggested a topic today was to tell you people to buy our tools, buy tools from Sun Distributing. And one thing I can promise you is that you won't regret it. Even when bad things happen. We had a customer reach out today that placed an order last week, and he's like, "Hey, like, where's my order? It's not moving. It's not doing anything." And we looked into it, and we noticed, and there was a gallon of ATR in it. And sometimes UPS plays football with the wrong freaking package, and they break a gallon of ATR, and they don't update the tracking. They just throw it in the garbage. It's terrible. The entire package. So we suspect that's what happened with this one. And so we just told them, don't worry about it. We sent a new package out today. And then we filed a claim with UPS, so that's how we do it. We don't make you wait for UPS. One thing I can tell you though, is if UPS screws something up and your package is in limbo, don't make the claim yourself. If you make a claim, we're stuck waiting for UPS. And I don't want you to have to go through that, because UPS sucks to deal with. But if you make the claim, then UPS is going to deal with you for the claim. And then we don't really fit
it's a
into
headache.
that scenario.
Dude, I think record time for me being on the phone with customer service to cancel a claim to restart a claim was like 2 hours. It was the first 2 hours of my life.
Sometimes we actually just call our rep and make him deal with it, but that's not his job. But sometimes it's like, look, I ain't got time for this. Here's the tracking number. Deal with it. And he'll be like, I'll see what I can do. I'll call you back.
Well, we got this new guy, David.
He's not my favorite. My very favorite UPS rep was when I first got started, and we were so small that we didn't get a real rep. We got a phone rep, and she was based in San Antonio, Texas, and she was fucking amazing. And then our numbers hit a certain point, and UPS decided we were important and we could get a local rep. And I called her for a problem, and she's like, guys, I don't have you anymore. You grew. And I'm like, what? No. Well, my first rep or two that I had after her was fine. But yeah, this new one, he's I don't know. He's not my favorite. But it's okay. We have resources with UPS. So if you ever order something from us and there is a problem, you call us and we'll get you immediate results. Immediate results.
Oh, FedEx is we've dealt with FedEx.
Yeah, Cash, in case you haven't heard, I fired FedEx years ago, and I told them I will not be doing business with them again. They crushed one of my customers' tint kegs, which happens. I mean, don't get me wrong, UPS has done it too. They haven't done it in a long, long time though, so that's fantastic. But FedEx crushed one, and like it was terrible. So we made a claim, no big deal. Sent the guy a new tank, and everything was going to be good. And then FedEx came back and said, "We're denying your claim. You didn't protect it well enough." And I'm like, really? Over a $300 keg, you guys are going to lose my business? And they're like, well, I mean, we're not going to pay the claim. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do business with you ever again. And I have not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of my suppliers ship things to me, FedEx. I'll take packages from them, but they haven't got a dime from me since. And that's the other thing about me. I can't say one way or the other about other suppliers out there, but I got moral values. And like there's a certain way I expect business to be done, and I don't voluntarily do business with people that intentionally don't do business the way that I think it should be done. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but I got values that if a vendor doesn't adhere to my values, I'm not doing business with them. That's why I'm not in bed with Avery Dennison anymore. I switched over to SolarGuard. SolarGuard's a fantastic company to do business with. I do business with Sean, and I mean, I don't do a ton of business with Sean. Technically, he's a competitor, but not really. He doesn't compete with me. Otherwise, he'd be on here stealing all you guys and selling you stuff, and that would be rude. But he doesn't do that, so I'll still do business with Sean. I do business with lots of people, and there's certain people that I don't do business with, and that doesn't mean that I hate them or I'm mean to them. I'm still very respectful to everybody because human beings deserve respect. It's not up to me to be someone other than who I am. Oh, God, I feel like I want to talk about the customer that called about his bubbly window tint the other day.
Oh, 8-inch turbo guy.
Yeah. So how do I segue into, I mean, okay, I'm going to try. We're going to talk about this without.
You gotta save the pictures first. Don't screen share the Ring Central.
I have to, so I'm going to open.
This will be a good lesson for everybody, I think.
I'm going to download this because I'm not trying to share this gentleman's. Where does it download to, Alex?
Download folder.
That's a good place to download to.
Yeah, it usually should. That's where mine goes.
Okay, download. Do you know where that folder is?
Yeah, if you click your folder on the left sidebar, it should say download with a down green arrow.
I used to be. Oh, I see it. That's probably this one. Okay, this picture by itself will be enough. So this gentleman calls. He ordered some film, SolarGuard film, and he said the film is garbage. And after a week, it's all bubbly, and the customer's pissed, and he wants his money back, and he wants to send the film back. And that's kind of made me scratch my head because if anybody's ever used SolarGuard film, it's like legit. There's no garbage about it. They're like, so what's going on? And it's like there's like bubbles all throughout the whole thing. And I assure you that when I tinted it, I squeegeed it. It was flat. It was smooth. It looked good. I left. And next thing I know, here we are. And so actually, I'm also going to download this one. Okay. So basically, he sends pictures, and this is the picture that he sent. Whoops, how do I do this? Share screen, window, this window. Is that the right window? It is. Okay, we're gonna share this window. We're also going to zoom it in so you guys can see what's going on here. All right, so this is the picture that he sent us. And Alex was dealing with him at first, trying to, help him understand that the drying process, bubbles will dry out. And the guy wanted to send pictures. He's like, but you don't understand. So he sends the pictures and I see it. So I immediately call the guy back and I see this and I'm like, oh no, he's got issues. This is a week old tint job right here. So he's got issues that I could probably help him with. Let me give him a call. So he starts yelling at me like this tint's garbage. I don't even want to deal with it. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a while. I've tinted with a lot of other brands and I've never seen anything like this before. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure what you've tinted with before, but SolarGuard is a lot like, things like Lumar and Solar Suntech and Matico and, a lot of big name, SolarGuard's one of the biggest names in the industry. So like, I don't know. And oh, I'm getting to that, Sean. So anyways, he's like, well, I've been doing this for a while and I've never had this happen before. And I'm going to tell everybody that this film is just not worth its money and don't buy it. And I'm like, well, look, let me help you right there. Because if say you go on Facebook in one of the groups and decide you're going to go badmouth SolarGuard, they're going to eat you alive.
Hello?
Lost.
There you are.
Here I am.
That was weird.
That's the one we want. So how much of me did we lose? Anyways, so I told him basically,
yeah,
if you go online and badmouth SolarGuard and show them this picture, they're going to eat you alive. So maybe I can help. I'm like, for starters, I see in this picture, and if you guys look at it, I'll back up a little bit. It's kind of hard. Maybe this isn't the right one of the pictures, but you can see a really distinct pattern side to side. I'm like, it looks to me like your squeegee pattern is left to right and right to left. I said, when you're squeegeeing, a lot of times people don't overlap enough. You have to overlap your squeegees, and also you have to angle your squeegee so that you're directing the water in one direction or another. A lot of people will try to push the squeegee straight across, and the water will bleed over the top and the bottom, leaving a line of water. So I see that a lot in these direct, horizontal back and forth. And then I'm like, just out of curiosity, what squeegee are you using? Because I suspect that you're using the wrong squeegee. Let me go ahead and pull that down for a second. And we're going to close this and we will open this one. Yes. I said, what squeegee are you using? He's like, it's a yellow triangle one. And I'm like, could you be more specific? Is it rubber or plastic? He's like, it's rubber. I'm like, flat out. He's like, I don't know what it's called. And then he says, wait, I can send you a picture of it. I'm like, yeah, please do. So then he sends a picture of it, and this is what he sent me. Now, anybody who's done any flat glass knows that using this squeegee on a window that size, those windows were like 6 foot by 3.5 foot or something like that. You're gonna leave a ton of. You cannot extract enough water out with this squeegee. It's just not gonna happen.
Shadow Man's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And so I talked to him about the differences in squeegees, and he's like, what squeegee should I use? I'm like, well, so judging by the squeegee that you're using, be honest with me, you're actually kind of new at this, right? He's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, you're trying to break into flat glass because you realize there's good money in it? He's like, yeah. He says, well, I'm going to give you sticker shock, because the squeegee that I would use, honestly, on that job is a Fusion 8-inch stretch handle with a red line blade. But you're talking at over $100 worth of squeegee. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, I understand. But to get you through this, because I'm not going to give you your money back and you're not going to give this customer his money back. And he's probably not going to wait 3 months for his window to dry out. So you have enough film. You already said you had enough film to redo it. If you could figure this out, I need you to buy at least a 5-inch handle. And I told him to buy a long Fusion 5 and a Redline squeegee blade. And I'm like, do this, use that, squeegee the way I told you, like, plowing snow. Have you ever plowed snow? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you know how you push the snow to one side? I'm like, you need to do that with water when you're squeegeeing it. Same thing. And he's like, okay. So now he's going to try to redo the windows and push all the water out. And he's going to love this film. But he didn't love this film because of all the bubbles. It was bad. He just, it was bad. And so, yeah. Anyways, after the phone call, he thanked me for my time because I spent like 45 minutes on the phone with him and got him through this. And he really appreciated it and everything. But see, that's what you get. And I also told him, I'm like, if you're in the middle of a job, and you run into hiccups and you're having a hard time or something doesn't seem right, call, ask for me. Here's the thing. I own Sun Distributing, and I have been tinting windows for over 35 years. I have seen your problems that you're running into. I don't care where in the game you are. If you're tinting windows and you're having a problem, I've faced it. And I know how to talk you through it, and I will. And I teach Alex and I teach Ayana these things. So sometimes you don't even have to talk to me. Sometimes they've already experienced that themselves, or when I help somebody through something, I share it with them so that they know, because we should all know, because we're not just a place. We're not Kmart. We're not Walgreens. I guess Kmart doesn't exist anymore, does it? Probably shouldn't talk about them. We're not just the store that, we're not Amazon. We're not a place for you to just buy things and we're done with you. We got your money, go away. I want to see you succeed. And I actually, I want the big guys that are doing, $500,000 a year, $2 million a year, $10 million a year. I want all the people. But really, the people that I embrace the most are the ones that are trying to figure out how to make this their living. And there's a couple of reasons. One, I want to see everybody succeed. So, and it's invigorating for me to be able to help people solve a problem. But the other thing is, there are so many people that, have you seen some of the questions in these groups and then read through the comments and the answers? And it's not just our industry, it's anywhere on Facebook. Somebody asks a question and every single answer, right, wrong, or indifferent, is in the comments. Be that person with the problem trying to find the solution and figure out which one of those answers they're supposed to follow. So call me, at least in window tinting. If you want to know about love and relationships, I've solved a lot of those problems too, but you know what? I think those problems are best solved on your own or with a professional. If you have problems with taxes or finances, honestly, I can tell you what I've went through, but there's professionals in that for a reason too. And I'll tell you that straight out. I will give you an idea who I think you should call, but I'm not going to give you the advice. I'm not going to. And one thing that I can promise you, I won't tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I know. And if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know, because that's just who I am. And maybe your supplier does that for you. Maybe your supplier offers that. But Alex, you said we should tell people to buy from us, and I told you I didn't know how. Well, that's my pitch, guys. Buy from me. What's up, T-Town?
I get calls every day of flat glass window film suggestions. Yesterday we had what?
I feel like I really need to tackle Shadow Man's comment.
I know. Go for it.
Just the way it's worded. I'm not, and you know that's the problem with reading text. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. He says what sucks the most right now is how the suppliers continue to raise prices on everything, including marketing materials, software, and shipping. Now, one thing I can promise you is I don't personally, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for Sean and other suppliers also. We don't set shipping rates. The shipping rates are done automated behind the scenes, directly connected to our account with whoever the shipper is. So if the website says that this is what it costs, that's what that says. That's what whoever we're shipping it with. And unless somebody is doing like flat rate or something, there's a behind the scenes calculator that tallies that up. Now I know Sean has his something 10 tool something 1010 deal. If you spend $10, it's $10 shipping. Sean chooses to charge less than what he pays for shipping. But the price that you see in the cart for shipping, that is the price. As far as the raising the prices on everything else, unfortunately, in business and being in business longer, and enduring different financial obstacles and hidden costs and stuff, there's a certain markup that needs to happen in order to make business make sense. You know, we have a lot of things behind the scenes, like our insurance, like our phone systems, our well, Alex sitting here keeping me company all day. He's not cheap, you know. He just bought a house. He's got 2 kids. He's raising a family. You know, I wished I could just hire one of the homeless guys doing this for beer money on the weekend, but I'd really rather have somebody that invests themselves into this, and he costs money. So all these things play a factor. But then there's the supplier, the manufacturer that I buy from. So I buy from a manufacturer. They raise their price, not because they want to raise their price, but raw materials are going up in price. And it's happening worldwide. There's nothing we can. I know we feel isolated here because it's happening so fast and it's so big, and it sucks. I see it happen. It sucks. Sometimes I actually wait a little bit and let my stock deplete. I used to do that all the time until I found out that bites me in the ass financially. And when the prices get raised for me, that's when I'm supposed to raise my prices. Otherwise, I have to replace everything on my shelf with the expensive. It's just a whole. There's a lot to this that sucks. So, and as far as the
Oh, dude, we have free shipping after orders of $250.
who does?
We do. He says Expel won't give free shipping until you break 10K.
Yeah, but ours is $750, Alex.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said $250.
Oh, $750. My bad. I don't know.
You're gonna get people mad, and they're gonna say that I want to charge that price. And but no, and believe it or not, yeah, I did $50 because doing the math in my head, it seemed like at $50 I could break even on shipping. And the problem is UPS charges different depending on about where you they charge different. Like if you live in a metro area, your shipping is going to be cheaper than if you live in a town just outside of the metro area. Or better yet, I have a customer now, it's 1 day shipping from here to Chicago. I have a customer that lives the next town closer to me from Chicago. His shipping's more, and it takes 2 days to get to him. Why? Because that's how UPS does it. They take it from here, they take it to the Chicago hub, and then where he's at is a sub hub that has to the next day come from Chicago back to him. So it actually costs more for him.
Two things. Shadow Man. email us at that email I just posted in the chat. T-Town. If Matt is out of Glassade, we are not out of Glassade. We have a shit ton. So if you need,
we don't have a ship ton.
Buy what you need.
Buy what you need, but
buy 10 of them.
We're not bottomless. Is he really out? Oh, last time he ran out, he was out for like 8 months.
Well, we'll have to raise the prices then.
Okay. So we have it in stock right now. Buy it before we raise the prices. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to raise the prices. Not unless Matt raises the prices. But yeah, if you buy Glassade products from Sun Distributing, you buy Glassade products from Matt Blackmer. You know, it's as simple as that. We buy direct from our industry people. I don't order. I know a lot of these companies, they make big purchases from China. And trust me, financially, it makes a ton of sense. But I stand behind what I said at the beginning of the stream, that if I give my money for products I'm going to sell to you to China, that money's never coming back to America. If I give my money to Matt Blackmer, Jordan and Nick, my money stays here, at least until they send it to another country.
Think of it as a double hit too. So like, say if your supplier is buying their supplies from China, but then
yeah, it's a little complicated.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what if someone is like buying from China, profiting, and that person buys from China too? So then it's like China's getting money twice. Or I don't know.
No, I mean, so let's say for instance, Matt, well, I can't say where the Tint Grooven, I can't say where this handle's made. I would suspect it's made in China. And not the whole handle. And I don't quote me on that. I don't know. I didn't ask Rodney where it was made. I just know that he has them made. This handle is a bicycle grip handle. Why? Because it was readily available, large quantities, and it's comfortable. It makes sense. You know, nothing, but it works. So he actually has this part produced. He purchases this part. He glues them together for us, and he sets them out. He deserves to get paid for that. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's complicated. I could have China make stuff. I could buy stuff from China, and then I could sell it to you for less than they're selling it to you for. But the problem is that takes money out of their pocket and takes their ambitions and abilities away to succeed, which kills another American business. So I would rather pay them my money. Part of my money might go overseas to pay for materials, but they have jobs, which means families are getting fed with the money that I spent on the products that I sell you. That makes a difference to me. And I know in the world economy, it doesn't make a difference. But if we could get 30 million of us on board with doing that exact same thing, we would rebuild industries in the United States, and it wouldn't matter who our frickin' president was. It would just be that simple. If there's no demand for the products coming in from overseas, it dries up and we start manufacturing here. Simple as that. That's how we lost it. That's how we get it back. Simple as that.
And then before we close, I gotta close with one thing.
Is it time? Oh my God. What?
But look, while we're on the topic of America, this is for Sean Vogler. Jake Bates is gonna outkick the shit out of Harrison Butker.
Hell yeah, Jake Bates for the 70-yard field goal this year. Mark my words, it's happening. Oh, God, did you see him? He was on fire. No,
Hold
the boy
on,
is
hold on.
the boy is a future stud. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Don't
Oh
lie.
shit. Oh shit. I got I didn't even realize I was wearing it today. Good call. Oh my god. Am I overmodulating? I'm sorry. I'm getting way too excited. Oh frick. We're only football. Couple weeks, guys. Well, almost 3 weeks, but the countdown is on. It's like I'm ready. I'm pumped. It's gonna be Solar FX versus Sun Distributing for the Super Bowl. Yep. It almost was last year, but I that's what happens when you go into the locker room at halftime knowing you won the game. Somebody spoils the fun for you and takes it away from you. That was their bad. Oh my God. Well, that's a great note to end on. Guys, I had a lot of fun today. Alex, did you have fun today? Yeah, it's all right. You got to pull out the Detroit Lions shirt, so woohoo! All right, guys.